Alright. Should be on. Alright, I think we're on now. We're live. Welcome back to our 4th ever podcast. So, very exciting. We don't have the whole gang here though. Right now we have Kev and Laris and I. So,
Hi.
we're going to be waiting for some more people to join, but for now, we could talk about stuff. Anything you guys want to say?
Actually, is it a...
All right.
So, I've got a friend with me today, and is it okay if he says something real quick?
Sure.
He claims to have actually been in the episode we're talking about.
Hi, I'm Larry the Cucumber, and I was in this episode. That's it. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh, it's the real Larry. This is so pog.
I agree.
If you want to interview him, I might
All right.
get him to say a few more words.
All right, I want to interview Larry. Okay, Larry.
All right, I'm here.
Can I ask you one question? Why do you love your lips?
Why do I love my lips?
Yes.
I mean, I've had so many experiences with them. You know, lip rehab and, all that. You can't spend that much time with somebody and not end up loving them, you know?
Yeah, I understand. I have a question. So how the show writers, they originally were gonna do I think I Love My Tongue, right? So
Yeah.
why?
I don't have a tongue, so I mean, unless you count
Veggietales in the house, yeah.
But that wasn't even me. That wasn't even me. That was an imposter.
Among Us. Among Us. The Among Us imposter, Larry.
That's who it was.
Makes sense. I understand. So, I have another question.
All right.
What, in your opinion, is the most silly song? Not the best one, but the most silly one.
That's a good one.
Well, it's I like the silliness of a love song about a cheeseburger, or say me singing about a hairbrush when I don't have hair.
Makes sense. Personally, my favorite.
Or roasting Bob in Spanish.
True.
That was fun.
That's a good one. I think my favorite, or like my favorite silly song, or like the one that I think is the silliest, is probably the one that Phil wrote, which is the Water Buffalo song, because I think that was like the most original silly song, because it was really silly compared to the other ones.
Oh yeah, so you know how my voice was lower back then?
Yeah.
That is true.
Well, it's funny. Most people, when they go through puberty, their voices get lower. But I went through a reverse puberty.
Makes sense. So, I mean,
and my voice got higher.
You know what? It's different for vegetables. They reverse in age.
It is.
It's like how Jimmy became.
You don't grow as much hair either.
It's like how Jimmy became more fat when he got older. He didn't lose weight. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any questions, Link?
I don't know. I feel like you should ask a question. I've been asking all the questions to Larry.
All right. Do you have any advice for me to get through a whole day of work without crying?
Advice for you to get through a whole day of work without crying. Okay, so what is it that makes you cry exactly?
People.
People. Do you by any chance have a walk-in freezer at work?
What?
Do you by any chance have a walk-in freezer at work?
No.
No? Hear them.
But yeah, I asked my campers if they knew anyone named Jimmy. They said no, and I said good
Why?
because I don't know. And then someone else for another group said they knew a kid named Jimmy, and it made me cry.
Okay, makes sense.
Ouch.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
I'd say just fire them.
Larry, what is?
Oh.
How do you feel about Jimmy's weight problem?
Well, back in the 80s, you see, he and I, we went to the gym. And
Gourds Gym? Was it Gourds
That's what
Gym?
they actually called him. They called him Jim instead of Jimmy. And he was actually pretty skinny. He was built like me, except skinnier.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then here's when you can't get enough. And he never got enough.
He had too much Pizza Angel. He kept robbing people.
Yeah.
He kept stealing Larry's pizza every time he asked for delivery. So, makes sense. Also, a lot of people watching VeggieLand are probably wondering why.
The joke's on him. Last time. Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say a lot of people in VeggieLand, or at least people watching, are wondering why there's so much videos about Jimmy Gourd on the channel. And in short, they're all ironic because they're making fun of a really old video. It was like the second video on the channel. It was called like "Get Jimmy Fired from Pizza Angel," and it was like really, really bad. And we all thought it was funny, so we kept making ironic videos.
Was this an official video?
No.
Did you get permission for this?
No, I stole the rights of their characters.
I could get my lawyers, you know.
Please don't sue us. We're a fan project.
All right.
Please, I just broke up with my girlfriend Larissa. Please don't do that.
I actually did get some revenge on Jimmy last time he delivered pizza to my house.
Really? What'd you do?
Yeah. So I changed the song that plays from my doorbell.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going ding dong, now it goes dun 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 dun.
That's the vibe.
So I rickrolled him.
You rickrolled him.
I rickrolled Jimmy.
Now it's time to rickroll Jerry for not sharing.
Jerry is selfish. It's confirmed by the countertop scene.
Make Jerry hate videos now. I think we went too hard on Jimmy.
True. We have to make Jerry his selfish videos, making fun of the countertop scene where Jerry and Jimmy were pretending to be Bob and Larry. Wasn't that Bad Apple? I don't remember which episode it was. I think it's
That was King George and the Ducky.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, King George. I didn't remember which one it was, but I knew it was like one of them. So.
That's what makes the episode even better.
True. I thought it was funny when they did the whole play thing. I thought it was funny, but I also thought it was stupid. Cause then like Bob came out and he was like, oh my god, you guys are so terrible at this. You know what? Let me just take over. We don't need a break. Go away.
True.
But yeah, we should talk about the episode that we're doing today.
Yeah, we are gonna be doing Are You My Neighbor? Yeah,
Are You My Neighbor? So
yeah.
It's a pretty good episode, personally, I believe. I think I think the whole theme of it is really a good lesson for anyone. just anyone, because I think it just helps people realize, everyone is different when you think about it. Everyone has their own differences, and you kind of have to love people for those differences because it makes them who they are. That's the main lesson.
Oh no, you're right. Good lesson.
Oh, by the way, Larry had to go,
Oh,
so he won't be sticking around.
rip.
But I'll be here.
Sad.
Someone in chat asked, "Does Mr. Lunt love his eyes, Larry?"
I'll ask him that, and then I'll let you guys know next time I'm on the podcast.
All right. Well, I don't even think he has eyes, to be honest. But
No, he doesn't.
yeah.
He doesn't.
So he's just blind.
I think he can see somehow.
Or is it kind of like how VeggieTales characters don't have hands, but they can pick things
I
up?
would love his cheeseburger.
Right.
It's like how VeggieTales characters don't have hands, but they can pick things up. Sort of.
Well, you see, in a kid's cartoon, it's not always going to be realistic, Link.
Yeah. It's weird because if you compare the writing to VeggieTales in the House and the original VeggieTales, in the original VeggieTales and the VeggieTales show, they like strictly try to make it obvious that they don't have hands and their hands aren't invisible. But in VeggieTales in the House, they try to make it seem like their hands are invisible. Like, I guess you're supposed to assume in your head that they are, but like, I don't think they want you to. Like the OG writers, they're like, just pretend like it's just floating, man. You don't need to pretend that like they're invisible. Please. That's just cursed.
In the extended theme song for VeggieTales in the House, the one on the soundtrack, there's a line that goes, "And we're all left to wonder just how Mr. Lunt can see."
Bruh.
Bruh.
Well, didn't they give like Pa Grape eyes in VeggieTales in the House?
Yes.
That was really weird.
Little like French tea eyes.
Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. They could have done it for Mr. Lunt, but they probably did, and they thought it looked terrible, so they removed it.
Yeah.
I'm sure eyes would look terrible on him.
Yeah.
They were going to give him eyes for the Pirates movie, actually.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. They ended up all screaming and running away from the concept art.
Makes sense.
VeggieTales the movie.
Pirates was my favorite movie, to be honest.
I mean, I'm sure it's way better than Jonah.
Jonah's not bad, but I think that they rushed it so much, to be honest. And it caused them to go into like a bad financial situation.
You know, they had a saying while they were making Jonah, and that was, "You never really finish, you just run out of time."
True.
And isn't that when they went bankrupt, like the big idea company officially sold?
Yeah, that's
like, another company bought them out, but I don't remember what it was.
Classic Media.
Yeah, that was it.
But they weren't bought out until 2004.
Yeah.
So the bankruptcy started in 2002.
But then around 2014 is when DreamWorks bought them out, right?
That was 2011 or 2012.
Oh.
Classic
I think
Media.
they were just trying. Yeah, they probably bought it
Media.
because they saw potential for VeggieTales in the House. So they just waited a few years to release it.
DreamWorks.
Well, no, because DreamWorks bought Classic Media, so not just VeggieTales in particular.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So does Classic Media still own them?
So the line of ownership for VeggieTales is now NBC Universal, which owns DreamWorks, which owns DreamWorks Classics, which owns
it's like they keep buying each other out. Also, it's not even just that. Also, Comcast owns NBC Universal too.
Right.
So it's basically Comcast that has control over everything because that's the big company that mostly controls.
Well, guess what, Comcast? I don't like you.
Wow, Laris, that's really mean.
I hope your people.
It's
stop
not mean it's not mean if they're deserving of it because they fired.
They are
I think
deserving.
I think DreamWorks fired them though when DreamWorks still had control over them.
True.
I think they were the ones that
Well,
fired them because it was like 9 years ago, right?
They're an overrated company anyway.
I think it was definitely either DreamWorks or it was NBC Universal. Because
But yeah, didn't Phil delete his tweets about
yeah,
it?
he did. He probably didn't want any bad beef with them because they own VeggieTales and stuff, and they probably did not want to talk to him anymore because of it.
Well, people had to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we didn't already know. I think he was just venting. I mean, we didn't know that he wasn't gonna be the voice actor for like the new movie that's gonna come out with VeggieTales, but we didn't.
Yeah, only the first season.
But we did know
voiced.
that he didn't own VeggieTales and that they had like little creative control in the first place. We already knew that kind of. Like he had zero creative control.
Phil hasn't owned VeggieTales since the bankruptcy.
Yeah, they have like zero creative control ever since VeggieTales in the house. But like they have some in the VeggieTales show, but like it's barely because some like the company changes Phil's scripts a ton, and they make edits to it. So
yeah,
it's like,
and that's why they.
And I think they try to shorten it to 25 minutes because that's how long all episodes are. So they're probably supposed to be longer.
Watching a VeggieTales show episode is like watching a 40-minute episode. It feels so long.
40-minute episodes are better though because you have more. They feel more like a movie. They feel like more short, like a short movie.
It's 40 minutes. It would probably feel like watching a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, the problem with the VeggieTales show is that it doesn't treat every episode like cinema. It just treats it kind of like, oh yeah, so we're on a stage and we're gonna redo the same exact thing that we did in the OG show, but like on stage this time.
And cliched and stuff.
And very one-dimensional. Like the characters are just pretty.
Yeah.
The VeggieTales show is very formulaic. Like,
yeah, I agree.
It opens up with Larry rushing in, telling Bob his crazy idea, and then they're like, scratch that. Then they try a first skit, which doesn't work. Then they try telling a Bible story, and everybody's learned their lesson.
Did you see that one? Where they basically just completely redid Daniel in the Lion's Den for like no reason? They just redid the whole thing, and it was bad because they made Jimmy King Darius. I thought that was stupid. Because they kept.
Why Jimmy?
We can't have a fat guy like Jimmy be king.
True. They kept all the other characters the same as the original Daniel in the Lion's Den, but they just changed Archibald to Jimmy for like no reason. I don't get it.
I don't like Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I never will.
All right, so let's go back into Are You My Neighbor because that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
We
gotta talk about the characters, the storyline.
We could talk about Flibberoloo first.
Yes.
And then we could talk about the Gourds Must Be Crazy. So we'll do it in parts. So Flibberoloo was. They basically have the same lesson, okay? Which gives it the title "Are You My Neighbor?" because it's specifically trying to say, we should love people even if they're different because God made them and stuff. So we should look past differences and realize that we're all different in our own ways, and it makes us who we are and stuff. So in Flibberoloo, they have the shoes, and then they have the what is it? The pans or buckets? What was the other one? It was like shoes. Kev, you need to help me.
Shoes and pots.
Oh yeah, pots. I was trying to say pots, but I didn't know how to. No word. Yeah, so shoes and pots, and basically they were like in neighboring towns, and they didn't like each other. And it was pretty good. Like overall, I think the part where Junior helped out Larry I think even looking past the fact that he was like a shoe, and
Mm-hmm.
and even like the other people didn't understand, but eventually they started understanding, and it had like a great silly song too. Or not? Yeah, the episode had a great silly song, but I mean it had a good song. I didn't mean silly song. I mean it had just a good song. Both parts of the episode had good songs,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I actually taught Love Your Neighbor to a kids class that I was helping out with at my church one time.
Oh, that's sweet. It's a good song. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to choose, though, I'd probably pick that over I Can Be Your Friend. I like both of them, but I'd
Yeah.
probably pick that one over that because I think it's more emotional and stuff.
Oh, so you like the more dramatic songs?
No,
Like?
I just think it means more. It has more definition.
Fair. I mean, I Can Be Your Friend is more positive and upbeat.
Yeah. I mean, they're both upbeat, but I mean it has more definition. It has more expression in
Yes.
it in the lyrics. I Can Be Your Friend is just
Exactly.
like, if you're like ugly, I'll be your friend anyway, or something. No, I'm kidding. But it's just if you're weird, I'll still be your friend.
Pretty much.
That's basically the whole song.
Pretty much.
But yeah. So Flibberoloo, pretty good. What do you guys think about Flibberoloo?
It's a great segment.
True.
It's like if Dr. Seuss tried to rewrite the story of the Good Samaritan.
Yeah, that's what it's based on, right? If I remember correctly, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's based on it, but it's not similar like at all. It's just like a spin-off of it. With like shoes and pots. Although it is similar in the way that they were neighboring towns and stuff like that, and they just didn't like each other. But like the Good Samaritan is dark, if I remember correctly. It's like pretty dark.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, if you think about it, so is Flibberoloo. I mean, they're beating this guy and sticking his head in a hole.
True. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest. More entertaining than VeggieTales in the House and VeggieTales in the VeggieTales show.
Yeah.
I'd rather that because at least it's like cartoon violence. It's not like terrible.
Yeah.
And it actually, I feel like it teaches kids lessons at a young age about being kind to each other as well. Like you won't really see those kinds of like serious topics in later shows. Like okay, the VeggieTales in the House has like 0 serious topics. All of it's just silly stuff.
For real.
It's literally Larry's silly. It's like if Larry could make his own spin-off show with just silly songs and like randomness. It's basically that.
Mm-hmm. Except if Larry was like, not right in the head while
yeah, it's like his fever dream. It's like terrible.
Because even Larry is too smart for all this.
True.
As a wise man once said, they turned Bob into Larry and Larry into SpongeBob.
Yeah, basically. When you think about it. Well, it just basically kind of became a kids cartoon. It didn't become VeggieTales at that point.
Right.
Someone in chat asked just a random question, do you guys play My Singing Monsters?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that before either. I'm gonna look it up. Oh, it's a game. Yeah, no, I've never heard of it before, but it seems really cool. But yeah, so Laris, do you have any input on Flibberoloo?
I just want to say it's a good start. I like the Dr. Seuss edition. I like what?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I meant I like how it was based on Dr. Seuss.
It's
I'm
not.
sorry.
It's not. It's not based on Dr. Seuss. It's based on the Good Samaritan. Isn't that?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a Bible.
It's supposed to be sort of if
I'm
Dr.
tired.
Seuss wrote The Good Samaritan.
Yeah, but that's just Ted's take on it. So.
Actually, no, that's what Phil himself
Oh,
said.
really?
Tired. Long day.
Did he? He probably said that in like behind the
I'm gonna have to
scenes,
rewind.
probably.
So,
Yep.
it's been a while.
I always kind of took it as like a VeggieTales kind of spin-off way of doing it, because I feel like they do all of their episodes like that if it's ever a serious topic.
Yeah.
They always like just intentionally make it so that it's not inappropriate, which is what they're supposed to do.
Sort of like King George and the Ducky with David and Bathsheba.
Yeah, basically. And also with Esther, and a few others.
Mm-hmm.
Esther had to be toned down a ton. I saw an original Esther movie, like the original one that wasn't VeggieTales, and it's like way more dark than VeggieTales, but I kind of got the plot off of watching.
They weren't sent to an island of perpetual tickling.
Yeah, let's just say that at the least. It was something worse than tickling.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Although, can you really get much worse than perpetual tickling?
Depends. I mean, would you rather be tickled for the rest of your life perpetually, or would you just rather be sent away?
I don't know. That's a toughie.
I mean, it depends. Like, I don't know, because I feel like heaven sounds a lot better. I don't know. I know that sounds dark, but I'd rather not be tickled for, like, eternity. I'm good.
Yeah.
Because that sounds horrible.
Laughing to death.
Yeah, true.
Oh. It's not.
But, yeah, so, Laris, thank you for your take on Flipperoo. It was very great. But
it's been a while.
Yeah, so let's go on to the next segment of the episode, which is obviously the more rememberable one, because I feel like most people remember this one more, just for the silly song alone, which is The Gourds Must Be Crazy.
Yep.
And it's
it's
a pretty good episode. I think it's highly based on stuff like Star Trek and Star Wars and stuff like that, which I like.
Yeah, Star Wars and Star Trek, good shows. I mean, a good show and movie.
Yeah, so I think it was good, and it kind of Junior is like kind of the main character in this one too. I feel like even in the 90s, Junior was like the main character for a lot of the episodes.
I don't like Junior.
When you think about it.
But I will say this.
But I think it makes sense. It 100% makes sense why Junior was kind of the main character for most of the episodes in the 90s, because I think the creators were trying to make kids feel like it was them or something, you know, because Junior's a kid. So they wanted to make it so that they would learn something better.
He's a dumb
kid. Which is also why Junior is literally stupid. No offense, Junior, but you don't know anything.
Junior needs to go to small classes.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Continuing. So I think that the silly song with this one is really good. I think the lesson is the same, but it's shown in a different light, because it's more of like a immature. It's immature with both, but I feel like it's more of like a child immatureness, getting over seeing people as different. because you're not used to knowing different kinds of people. But Junior is able to understand Junior is able to understand in both that God makes people different because that's his vision for them. You know, they aren't just like consequently different. They're different because that's who they are and they like being that way and stuff. And that's great.
Right.
That's why Jimmy is fat. because God wants him to be fat.
That's right.
And same with Jerry. And that's why they save the day by eating the giant popcorn
Also,
asteroid.
just wanted to say we were
What?
calling Junior stupid.
Yeah. I can't hear you because you're lagging out a ton.
So I said we were calling.
It's lagging like a ton and I can't hear you that well.
True.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright. But
What were you gonna say? All right.
hello? I think he's trying to fix his connection, maybe. But I can't.
Yeah, I was, but
Yeah.
this is as good as it's gonna get.
Alright. What were you gonna say though? You said something about Junior.
Yeah, I said we were calling Junior stupid while I was wearing a Wiggles hat.
Bruh. Hey man. Just because you're wearing a Wiggles hat doesn't make you stupid. The Wiggles are cool.
True.
Anyway.
You right.
Yeah, so the part where Jimmy and Jerry ate the planet, I think it really showed Junior, like, you know, just because people are different doesn't mean you can look down on them, you know, because they can do things that, you know, are great, beneficial and stuff.
Are you my neighbor? A lesson in why you should be fat.
True. A lesson in why you should be singing the Muffin Man song while discussing eating a planet.
Right. Do you know the Muffin Man? Fun fact about that: on the Are You My Neighbor DVD in the trivia game, it's broken, and so it asks you where the Muffin Man lives, and the answer that it says is correct is Lombard, Illinois, I believe. And if you select Drury Lane, it says that it's wrong.
Why?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Because they did it wrong.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot of trivia DVDs that I want to play, but I've only played like the ones that I have, and they're honestly pretty fun.
If we did maybe trivia's like one podcast or something.
Yeah, that would be fun.
True.
I remember always getting mad whenever I played one of the VeggieTales trivia games for the first time and didn't get, some sort of video clip or something at the end.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move on from the episode, we got to talk about like what we usually talk about: the characters, the humor, and we kind of did talk about the storyline, sort of.
Okay, the characters. We already kind of know the characters. They don't really change that much, but it's early VeggieTales, so there's not a lot of character development for Jimmy and Jerry Gourd, in my opinion. Well, it's true, because they were only... That was like the first episode they were in, right? Basically.
Yeah, it was.
So they had like zero character development out of being fat. So, well, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Nothing really changed. I mean, they kind of changed because I feel like progressively, Jimmy and Jerry like became more of a clone of Bob and Larry later on Even though I think that's what they were supposed to be originally, I think they became more of it.
I will say this about the characters, though. The characters that this episode introduced, they're S-tier characters.
True.
We got Jimmy and Jerry. We got Scooter.
True.
I love Scooter.
Irish.
He's an underrated character.
True.
I will have you know, Scooter is a Scottish character.
Yeah, I know he is. But remember when he was with the quilts?
That's an awful Scottish accent that I just did.
Yeah, do you remember when he was with like the? I'm referencing the part with the quilts when he pulled out like the when they were like using like Irish quilts and he was like Irish.
Yeah.
And they were doing like the.
Squish harder.
Yeah, that was funny.
Humor was good.
Yep.
Yeah, the humor was. Well, it was early VeggieTales, so I think they took humor a little less seriously and did like more serious topics. But it was pretty quirky.
It has some laugh out loud moments.
Yeah, I feel like early VeggieTales, like they put a lot of effort into making the scripts actually like enjoyable. Because if they were gonna make a joke, it was gonna be quirky and like hidden, but you would kind of know. Because when you notice about like the newer shows is that like they're so in your face bad that you kind of just like you're like, oh wow, funny. You know. But like, with older VeggieTales, you kind of notice that there's like more. They actually like write the scripts like as if it's a movie that isn't VeggieTales, and that's what I like. I don't like how cliche VeggieTales is now. It's like oh we're gonna make fun of the joke that we're all fruits and vegetables for like 10 minutes straight. So it's like I don't know. I don't like the VeggieTales show humor. It's basically just random stuff, to be honest.
It's not even funny. It's so dry and bland.
The
Even VeggieTales in the House had decent humor.
Yeah, it had decent humor, but I think it was more like silly humor for like kids.
Yeah.
But it was still pretty funny.
It was like random, like Teen Titans Go type stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I never hated Teen Titans Go though. I didn't think it was too terrible.
Weird Al voiced 2 characters in Teen Titans Go, so I can't say that I hate it.
What characters?
I can't remember, but it was 2 villains.
Oh, that's cool. I never hated the show. I always thought because I never watched the like original Teen Titans too much. I watched it, but I always thought it was too serious and too boring. So I was like, "This is funny."
Yeah.
this show Teen Titans Go is funny because it's so dumb. So I liked it when I was like really young because of how like stupid it was. Because they were.
I watched many shows as a kid.
Yeah. You know what's the worst show? No, I'm kidding. It's not that bad. The Loud House. It's not that bad. But
don't like that show.
It's not.
Let me tell you
great
why.
either.
Let me tell you why.
Why?
Lincoln is such a loser. I mean, he comes up with the worst ideas, and boy, Clyde is such a creep.
Oh yeah,
he's
doesn't his nose bleed every time
sorry,
Lincoln's sister is around or something?
Yeah, and the sisters, I can appreciate they give them all a different set of personalities.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
They're one-dimensional.
I mean, you kind of have to expect that from a cartoon, okay?
Well, here's the thing. Also, the director of the show has accusations on him.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
Assault.
I didn't hate the show though. I didn't think it was.
Snyder?
No, Dan Schneider only did like live action shows. He never did cartoons on Nickelodeon. So he only directed like Drake and Josh, all that.
I think
iCarly.
Show is the Casa Grandes.
What's that?
Ronnie Ann.
No.
Okay, so that was a character. It was basically like Lincoln's friend, crush, whatever. And they had to make a reboot of their Hispanic Mexican family. And it's just them, doing stuff, and it's very stereotypical, and I don't really like it.
Oh, well, okay. Honestly, I never really hated Nicktoons and stuff like that. I always thought it was good. Early '90s
Oh,
Nickelodeon was pretty
networks.
good.
I just don't like the recent shows they've put out. I mean, Fairly Odd Parents. I
That's a
actually didn't
classic,
mind.
dude. That's a
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah, I used to
that is
love
a.
me some Fairly Odd Parents.
I mean, it's still going on, and I don't think the newer seasons are that good because they keep introducing new
Actually,
characters.
they actually stopped it a few seasons ago.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
did 10
I
seasons.
don't really like the new characters that they added.
Oh, true. I just like the OG.
Didn't they even in the newest seasons have like a cat or something? It was like a fairy cat, but it was like so they keep
It's a
adding like
dog.
random new fairies like Poof. I didn't really like Poof, to be honest. I didn't like that baby. I didn't like anti Poof or whatever its name was. Like it was the anti fairy
Poof
version of
was
him.
Foof was the anti-poof.
Oh yeah. I didn't like them because I felt like he was just introduced like for no reason.
I remember there was like an episode where Poof was at a class or something, and the teacher said something like, and the best student today was Foop, and then Foop gets all excited, and then the teacher is like, backwards. Poof was the best student
That's
that
funny.
day. Yeah.
Yeah. Fairly Odd Parents was a good show, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, though, I didn't watch that much '90s cartoons, although I saw a few. But
So what about the Rugrats?
I watched the Rugrats when I was really young, but I never really liked it. It wasn't for me.
I've
Cause
seen like one episode of Rugrats, and it's been like 10 years.
yeah,
I personally like the Rugrats. I didn't like the grown-up version, but I like the original. The grown-up version is just embarrassing.
yeah. I mean, I think I've seen that one too.
It's literally it's so weird seeing them get into relationships and going through puberty. It's so weird. Why they do that?
Yeah,
See, they should have done like
I mean,
what Larry just said,
go
happen to
PG.
him, and have them go through reverse puberty.
true.
That would have been interesting to see.
I know this isn't Nickelodeon, but remember what they did to Gumball and Darwin in the Amazing World of Gumball, where they basically just they changed out the voice actors every time the voice actors go through puberty. So every new season, their voice just gets higher, and I think it's funny.
Huh.
So in one of the episodes, they were like, oh my gosh, we're going to puberty. I can't believe this is happening. I don't want to be an old person. And at the end of the episodes, their voice, they lose their voices, but then it comes back, and they have a higher voice, and they're like, you know what this means? That means that we get to be kids forever. I thought that was so stupid. Oh, LP Rules is in chat. He said, "Hi, this podcast is epic. Yo, Kev is in this one. That's awesome." And then he said, "Fairly Odd Parents was epic."
True. I mean, it was.
True.
Yeah. If you guys hear screaming in the background, that's my sister. She's throwing a fit.
Oof.
Sad.
Yeah.
All right. What was another good Nickelodeon show back in the day?
SpongeBob.
Oh God, SpongeBob.
I mean, if we're talking about, yeah, true.
I remember liking that.
Reboot. Turtles, I thought was pretty cool.
What about Hey Arnold?
Hey
I
Arnold.
never saw Hey
I
Arnold.
haven't watched Hey Arnold that much, but from what I've seen, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, I used to have the Nickelodeon app or whatever, and I used to watch it, but I haven't seen it in such a long time. It was pretty good.
Hey, does a show that only aired on Nickelodeon in the UK count?
I don't know.
Seen it.
Actually, it aired on Nick Jr. in the UK. The school. I can't hear you guys. I might.
We're not talking because you're lagging a lot, and we can't.
That's my favorite Nickelodeon show. Oh, sorry.
It's alright.
All right, but what about Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Wasn't that Cartoon
Yeah,
Network?
that was Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that was pretty epic.
It was. I'm gonna be honest. As a little kid, it scared me. There were some scenes in it that like terrified me because there was a lot of like weird, like aggressive violence in it for like no reason.
That is true. That is true.
And like the dude, like the like I guess the pet owner, like whatever his name is, he was like so mean to Courage for like no reason.
And then the Nana would just whack him in the head
Yeah,
for being mean.
he was like, "You dumb dog."
And you can't forget other
LP,
classics.
LP has a question. His question is question for Laris. Is he the best mod?
I am the best mod.
No, he's asking if he is the best mod.
Oh, yes, he's the best mod.
What you just said, you were the best mod.
Oh. Well, I forgot he demoted himself for a day.
Wow, so you're saying you're a better mod than everyone else, Laris? That's really
That's
really mean, Laris.
No.
Wow. You have to be really self-absorbed to say that, Laris. Very disappointed in you.
I'm very self-centered. Alright. But, you can't forget other classics. I mean, Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, Blue's Clues was a good show, too.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes. I mean...
A friend of mine actually auditioned for the Blue's Clues reboot.
Really?
Blue's Clues.
Oh.
I mean, bruh, even Sesame Street was pretty cool.
I didn't like when the original Blue's Clues dude left. That was so sad.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
He's still alive.
Rest in peace, the show, because it died after he left.
Curious George. You know what? I probably know why I watched that show.
Curious George. Why?
Yeah, because I was personally curious as a little kid, so it makes sense.
I liked Regular Show when I was younger.
Regular it was okay.
A lot of people liked Adventure Time more though, but I liked Regular Show more.
I honestly found both shows average. Same with Steven Universe.
I have a feeling people who have more of an imagination like Adventure Time more, but when I was younger, I don't think I had an imagination. I think I took things like really seriously. I didn't let myself have fun too much. So like, you know, I liked Regular Show a lot more because it was really weird, but also serious, but also weird at the same time. So I liked it. Adventure Time was just basically them going on adventures like every single day and doing like a bunch of random stuff. I didn't mind it, but like I thought it got like super repetitive over time.
True. Oh, guys.
Hello, Sonic Gamer TV.
Larissa just texted me.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah. I mean, my ex-girlfriend. She said she got food poisoning, and I said good.
Wow, that's really mean of you. I'm gonna call your mom, Laris.
No, please. Look, she dumped me. It's her problem. That fatty can't stay away from eating KFC.
All right.
True.
What? What does that have to do with her dumping you?
You know what? She lives in a dumpster with Jimmy. I don't care.
Someone asked, did Phil post anything about the situation? Yeah, he did, but he deleted it, so it's been like a while, and he hasn't said anything about it. So unfortunately, I think Phil is just trying to keep on the down low about everything that's happening because he doesn't want to have a bad relationship with the people that own VeggieTales currently. So, yeah, unfortunately though, I don't think anything's gonna happen. I do like that us as a community have been making polls and stuff like that, but I don't really think it's gonna help too much because I think they're like a big corporate business, NBC Universal and DreamWorks and all the stuff that owns them. I think they're a bunch of corporate people and they don't care. The 1,000 people want uh, the creators to have creative control again. Although I wish they would, but it's very, very unlikely. Sadly.
Now, I do think that petition would have millions and millions of signatures if if we just showed it to the people.
True.
I mean, it has a lot.
It has the potential to have a lot of signatures.
It does.
The thing is, people just don't look for VeggieTales petitions.
Yeah. Also, I feel like I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect it to get as much signatures as it did.
Yeah.
I think it's still getting signatures.
It is, but it's slowed down by a lot.
Yeah.
Sad.
It had like a huge spike when it was created. Like it had 100 signatures within like an hour.
Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about something. So for those who are not in the server and followed our Twitter, I don't know why you wouldn't be in our server. We got rid of it because, well, we didn't get rid of it, but we stopped using the account.
The Twitter,
because
yeah, we stopped using the Twitter.
Twitter is horrible. It's a horrible app.
That's not the real reason, just saying. The real reason is because Laris kept posting random Jimmy stuff. And people were getting tired with it, so he just deleted it.
Yeah, and I also was tired of the app. Plus, Instagram and Facebook got way more attention.
Yeah. I didn't mind Twitter, but, the one thing I can say, I want to keep the Twitter, because the one thing I can say is that Madame Blueberry's voice actor is following us for some reason.
Yeah, I think we should definitely keep it, but we're not going to use it again.
True.
And, oh, the old tweets are pretty, I don't even want to talk about them.
The old tweets were basically just really bad, like, unfunny jokes.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, back to what he was saying. Yeah, Phil didn't say much outside of the fact that I think Phil said things that we already knew, sort of. But I also feel like Phil hasn't I don't know. I feel like Phil was just venting his feelings outside of like stuff we didn't actually know, and I think fans took that as like we should like fight for Phil or something. I mean, I agree that I want them to have creative control again, but I don't think it's gonna happen unless it gets more signatures or something. Sadly. Plus, I want to be completely honest with you. I would rather the show. I would rather the VeggieTales movie that they're making not happen at all than to make the voice actors come back and not have creative control like at all.
Cancel the VeggieTales show and just not bring back the franchise. The
VeggieTales show already has all the voice lines. It just needs to be animated, edited, and then put on Yippee. So they're not going to cancel it.
Over season 1. I really can't see it continuing.
It will. Well, they're probably not going to do a season 2, but they're going to finish. They already finished season 1.
Finished season 1. Good riddance.
Yeah, so Phil said that he already recorded the lines for the entire VeggieTales show. So even if he's not there and he's not working there anymore, they still have his voice lines to use to animate. So they're still animating the rest of the episodes that they have to do. And then and then it's just gonna be posted on Yippee and stuff. So I hear that Phil said that there is gonna be more offstage stuff. So that's good to hear, though. At least that's some good news. There's gonna be offstage stuff that they recorded. But hopefully it's not just another Larry Boy. I didn't mind the first Larry Boy. The first Larry Boy that they did, or the only one that they did, was the best episode because it's the only one that wasn't on stage. But I hope that it's something off stage that isn't Larry Boy because I want something more interesting this time. Because it was pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to be expected that they had to go off stage for Larry Boy. Because if they did an on stage Larry Boy, I would have like completely would have been outraged. I would have hated it.
Yeah.
What would he even do?
True.
What would onstage Larry Boy do? Capture a bank robber while on stage, but not moving off stage. So, yeah. Also, LP said, what are you talking about? The old tweets were awesome. They filled my cringe meter every day.
Okay. Yeah, so you like tweets about us sending dumb memes and Link randomly simping me.
Yes. Old VeggieLand Discord was basically just me pretending to date Laris. That was basically VeggieLand.
True.
But now it's kind of changed.
Now we're just pals.
I don't know. Our friendship is weird because I feel like when we started VeggieLand, I feel like the fact that you were owner, it kind of made me mad because you were so annoying as owner. I'm sorry, Laris, but you were too corrupt.
I learned a lot.
You were too much of an evil admin, and I took over the power.
And then you were still kind of evil. You gotta admit, in the beginning.
Okay,
at
I
least.
was kind of evil.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like what you think though, because it's just that we didn't agree with each other. That's what I mean mostly.
Yes. And then LP became owner and everything.
I feel like I can resonate with LP more because he and I have more opinions that like agree with each other that have to do with the server. So like.
Hence why he is more epic. What's so funny?
Something that LP said.
All right, Dimmy.
Wow, that's really mean of you. But yeah. Laris and I now, now our friendship is completely based on VeggieLand Jimmy videos.
Yep.
That
I mean, hopefully it won't be just like that because
that or the fact that we both dislike the Veggietales show.
Yes. My personal concern is like after VeggieLand, like what's gonna happen?
After VeggieLand, what do you mean after VeggieLand? You're saying like VeggieLand's gonna die?
It's not. It's not gonna last forever.
Well, it's gonna last a while, so.
It is. It's gonna last a while. I'm planning on staying.
Okay, I think VeggieLand is gonna last if you leave, or I leave, or LP leaves, or like one of the main admins leaves, or anything like that. I feel like it might slowly die. It really depends.
Yes.
It depends on how much passion us as the mods actually put into the server for it to survive.
Who do you think makes the most impact on the server? Who would hurt the server?
Oh, you mean like hurt it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you were mod, if you were like owner, probably you. But
definitely either you or me.
But in my opinion, I think LP is the most. Yeah, he puts the most impact in a good way on the server because I feel like the server would be dead without him. Because he's such a good owner.
It was. You're great, LP.
True. LP is very epic.
True. Oh, yes. Another thing I wanted to talk about. everyone's probably wondering what happened to a lot of the old videos. So what happened is that we privated them because,
We privated them because the old videos were just bad.
Yeah, we were just, you know,
and they were edited. They were edited really poorly too, as well.
But if they're like inappropriate, we got rid of them. Like we still are gonna keep the first few videos for nostalgic reasons. But I mean,
the difference is because old VeggieLand we allowed like curse words and stuff like that, but when we had more rules, we banned them because we realized it was just people were just using it in a bad way. So
yeah, we kept up all the videos that didn't have swears in them.
Yeah, or at least the ones that we could find. To be honest,
yeah,
a lot of the older videos were.
I don't think
LP said my plan is to stay until I graduate high school at least.
That's actually my plan.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that might be my plan too, but it depends because if I decide to leave sooner,
like community college, I might stay. But
it depends because if I decide to leave sooner, it's probably because I know that someone can replace me and do a better job. That's what I believe. But currently, right now, I don't think that there's someone like that because I feel like
definitely not.
Because I feel like I do a lot of like the videos, and a lot of like the way the server is managed.
Yeah, you kind of took over the YouTube. It used to be just me for the most part, but now it's really mostly you.
It's mostly me, but it's also some of the animators that are in our server. They also want to post videos on there that they give me that I can post. But I also post animations too, and I post like intentionally bad edits. But like they're so intentionally bad and good at the same time that they get views for some reason. I don't know why.
Yes, and for those animators out there who want to send an animation to us.
Okay, I agree with that LP because LP said I don't think I'll ever want he says he doesn't think he'll ever want to leave, but he says that he doesn't think he'll be owner forever, which is 100% fair because you need to have a break from something at some point, especially when you want to start a life because when you get older, being owner of VeggieLand isn't gonna pay the bills, to be honest. So
true.
So at some point.
And also, I'm concerned about how at certain jobs they look at your social media and stuff. If they find out,
okay, they probably won't because they only look up your full name. They don't look up your social media.
All right.
Because if they ask you if you have social media, you should probably just say no, in case.
Yeah.
If I ever have an interview for a job, I'm just gonna say I don't have any social media, so they don't find, not that I do anything bad. I just don't think I want them to know, because it's my personal business.
Exactly. We all have our personal.
But they'll do it anyway. They'll look up your full name. So that's why I don't make my full name my username.
Yeah, I use my username on all my social media sites.
Yeah, I don't want to use my full name for stuff. Although my username is so unique, you could literally just look up Linkushi and see all the things I've done. Because it's such a unique username, you could literally just do that.
What would happen if you looked up Laris Barris on Google?
There would be a ton of results. It's actually not. Well, there's different ways of spelling it, so I don't think it's necessarily too unique, but I kind of understand why other people would use it, to be honest.
Why?
I don't know. Some people are named Laris. I'm not even kidding. That's a real name.
And Larison.
Sure.
Those people.
Yeah, Laris is an actual name. So there's people on the planet that are named that Laris. I know it's not your actual name, but there's actual people that are named Laris.
True.
But that's also why when I call you Laris, it doesn't sound like it's unnatural, because it almost sounds like it's an actual name instead of a username.
Yeah.
Although I'm gonna expose you in real life. His real name is actually Jimmy. No, I'm kidding.
No. Well, you know what? And your name is Jerry.
Liar.
What's my real name?
Your real
Your
name
real
is Mr. Lunt.
hmm.
I didn't even
Yeah.
try with that one. I was like, Mr. Lunt.
That's because you couldn't think
Lunt.
of anything.
We were all named after Gourds
Sir
from
Lunt.
VeggieTales.
The Gordley family.
Oh yeah, we're all brothers.
True.
Yes.
We're like Larry's brothers. You just never met us.
Yep.
Yes, and you never will.
True. Remember Bob the cucumber, dude? And then like in that episode, Bob was like, "Larry, you never told me you had a brother named Bob." That was funny.
That was very iconic. I agree.
Anyway, I think I might want to stop the podcast for today because it's getting into a long time and we talked about almost everything we wanted to. So, thank you guys. Okay, what do you want to say, Laris? Is there something you want to say?
All right, I think the reason he wants to stop this podcast is so he doesn't get in trouble, from his mom.
I actually have to go soon somewhere also.
Yeah.
So, well, the podcast
Mom
is an hour
will
long
let
now, so we should probably end it.
Yeah.
All right.
True.
Yeah, no
Keep
problem,
smiling,
LP. Of course, I'll read your comments. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Keep smiling, gang, as Laris said.
Keep smiling.
And stay silly or whatever, something Laris says. God made you special. Bye.